that all said, I want to go ahead and cover something that has me a little terrified, and honestly, I think we know what the answer to this particular conundrum is supposed to be. We cannot advocate for the answer, we cannot talk about the answer, but you know, you and I, we probably know already, like deep in our hearts. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the fan art section before we get into that. This is from Midnight Snack for me, not you. They said, my lack of skill won't stop me. You know what the funny thing is about saying your lack of skill won't stop you? If you keep saying your lack of skill won't stop you, eventually you do this weird thing where you develop a skill. So I applaud you for the fan art that you have thrown in of Slime Suris with the glasses. I appreciate it greatly. I think it's neat, and the more you keep doing it, the better you're going to get at it. As always, thank you all for your fan art submissions. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. That all said, guys, did you know that BlackRock is suing UnitedHealth? Do you know why they're suing United? They're suing them for giving too much health care as a health insurance organization. BlackRock, the world's most powerful asset manager and UnitedHealth's biggest shareholder with nearly 10% ownership, is suing the health insurance giant. They are mad that UnitedHealth may actually be giving patients too much care. In the upside-down world of Wall Street, providing healthcare is apparently bad for business. Man, I'm just very curious. Does anybody, for no particular reason, know the names of the CEOs for BlackRock? Just the shareholders alone, that's all we really need. Like, I just want to give them a very stern written letter. Just a very stern written letter. Holy fucking shit. Here's the lawsuit's twisted premise. After CEO Brian Thompson got murdered and the whole country started collectively screaming about claim denials, UnitedHealth apparently got spooked. Word is they've been approving more treatments. You know, that thing insurance agencies are supposed to do. Covering more procedures, maybe even, God forbid, acting like an actual insurance company instead of a denial machine. Yeah, turns out having your CEO shot and murdered will definitely 100% cause that to happen. And, you know, this is one of those reasons why I think we can say, with the full barrel of our chest, every single person who thinks that violence doesn't solve anything lives in a fantasy world. And, moreover, that fantasy world includes one where the American Revolution never happened. Because, yes, a sternly written letter to the United Kingdom would have worked just as well as the Boston Tea Party and all of the violence that came out of the American Revolution. And don't worry, we would have definitely been able to free the slaves by just appealing to the better humanity of the Confederates instead of, you know, shooting them. 110%. You're right. We could have handled all of that without any violence whatsoever. I agree. And I agree that in that spirit, we can definitely solve the problem of giant healthcare denial machines that literally have body counts and actually are responsible for corpses by denying people medicine. 100% can be solved by just shouting loudly about it. You're right. I agree with you, random commenter. 110%. Anyway, here's BlackRock is pissed about them covering more insurance procedures. The lawsuit alleges that UnitedHealth misled investors by not being clear about how all this negative publicity might take them. You know, it might make them actually honor their insurance contracts. Because apparently, when your CEO gets shot for denying cancer treatments, the logical response is to maybe stop denying so many cancer treatments. But that would cut into profits, and when profits drop, BlackRock's massive stake loses value. The math is disgusting, but simple. Every approved claim equals less money for shareholders. Every covered surgery equals smaller dividends. Every life saved equals a lower stock price. This is the healthcare finance death spiral in its purest form. BlackRock helped build UnitedHealth into a claim-denying machine, profited massively from that model, and now they're suing because public outrage might force the company to actually provide healthcare. They are literally suing for the right to let people die for profit. And this is one of the reasons why I am willing to say that, again, while I can never advocate for violence on this channel, and I would never do such a horrendous thing, why would you think that? It must be said that if a company is directly responsible for a mountain of corpses, why are they the only ones allowed to make a mountain of corpses? Just curious, really. Like, I'm just wondering what that company thinks is going to happen when you are responsible for somebody dying and it happens over and over again. What do you think the family members of those people are going to do? What do you think the family members of the deceased are going to do eventually? What do you think the people around that company who have been denied their own medical claims and know that as they age, it's just going to get worse and worse for them, what do you think happens to them? I'm just very, very curious. I am very, very curious. What do you think happens in that scenario? Where more and more people are seeing that their loved ones are dying, and it is the direct result of insurance claim denials, and the insurance claim denials can be traced back to a profit motive that can be traced directly back to named shareholders with public addresses. I'm not saying do anything, obviously. I'm just saying, what do you think the end result is likely to be? Because in my experience, when a pile of bodies is created on one side of a conflict, escalation theory says the other side now has carte blanche to make a pile of bodies. I'm sure that's not what United wants, and I'm sure that's not what BlackRock wants, but that is kind of what happens. Remember when BlackRock loved talking about ESG principles and being responsible investors? That was cute. Turns out their idea of being responsible investors means making sure that health insurers stay ruthlessly efficient at denying care. When UnitedHealth started covering more treatments after their CEO's assassination, BlackRock saw dollar signs disappearing and lawyer fees appearing. This is the same company getting sued for greenwashing in Europe, by the way. Apparently lying about caring extends beyond just the environment. Think about how fucked up this is. BlackRock owns UnitedHealth, profits when they deny claims, then sues when bad PR forces them to approve more treatments. It's like owning a restaurant then suing the chef for making the food too good because it costs more. But instead of being about burgers, this is about people dying. Every chemotherapy treatment UnitedHealthcare approves post-assassination, that's money out of BlackRock's pocket. Every insulin prescription they cover, lost profits. Every surgery they don't fight tooth and nail, shareholder value destruction. Here's what really happened. Luigi Mangione, allegedly, didn't just kill a CEO. He allegedly, accidentally, created a business disruption. Suddenly, UnitedHealth couldn't deny claims with the same sociopathic efficiency because everybody was watching, allegedly. The public backlash meant that they had to pretend to care about their customers, allegedly. And that pretending is expensive. BlackRock's lawsuit essentially argues, hey, you didn't tell us that murdering your CEO, allegedly, would make you cover more medical treatments, and that's cutting into our returns. Allegedly. The system working exactly as designed. This isn't a bug in American healthcare, but it's a feature. BlackRock's massive influence helped shape UnitedHealth into the claim denial machine that it became. They voted on executive compensation packages that rewarded denying care. They approved strategies that prioritized shareholder returns over patient outcomes. But when public outrage threatens that business model, they don't pivot to supporting better healthcare. They sue to protect their right to profit off of human suffering. And this is why, while there are certainly things that I think can be handled in the private sector, I think that healthcare is not one of those things. I think healthcare should be entirely socialized. I think every worker in the healthcare industry on every level should be part of a giant goddamn union. Allegedly. BlackRock will probably win this lawsuit or settle for millions. Either way, they'll extract value from a system designed to extract life from patients. They're not just suing UnitedHealth, they're suing the very idea that health insurance should provide, health insurance. They're fighting for their constitutional right to profit when people die and lose money when people live. Welcome to American healthcare, where caring too much is a lawsuit waiting to happen. And this is where I would plug my video essay about the problems in the United States medical system if that essay were, done being edited. Eventually, it will be done being edited. I swear to God, Raj says that it'll be done in 2 days. I don't know if that means it's actually going to be done in 2 days. When did he actually say that? Hold on. Let me just see here. I'm almost done with all the Magic the Gathering videos. I'll send them over tomorrow. Those are the shorts that go up on the Magic the Gathering channel. I'll dump 100% effort into the essay and finish it in 2 days tops. And it is now the 26th, and that was on the 23rd. Damn, the internet in Germany sucks. Try to tell Walmart unions are good? I will tell Walmart unions are good, and they can shut down all the goddamn Walmarts. Dan says, allegedly, we need more Luigis. Yep, allegedly. Allegedly, we need more Luigis. It makes sense, though. It makes sense. If you're a giant greedy company, like BlackRock, making sure that anything whatsoever that affects your bottom line is being fought with a giant goddamn stick is exactly what you would be doing in order to survive. Except it's not survivable. It's really wanting another yacht with a really expensive paint job. Senna says, yep, if a few Amazons can unionize, then so can Walmart and the rest of Amazon. Yeah, the entirety of Amazon needs to be unionized. All of it. Every goddamn warehouse. All of them. Terran Ambassador says, my stepfather thinks unions don't have any power because the company can just shut down. Terran Ambassador, can you tell your stepfather that if the company is forced to get rid of all of its assets and just shut down, that is an extension of the power of unions? Like, that's exactly what that is. If you are forced as a company to shut down a location because that location unionized, that proves that the union had power because they were scared of the power of the union. That is a direct response to the power of that union. If the union existed and the company were able to ignore it, that would be an example of the union not having any power. But no, being forced to make a decision that costs lots and lots of money, time, and resources is an extension of the power of unions. What the fuck? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Fourth Pendulum System says, all this shit going on is draining, and honestly, at this point, I exist purely out of spite. I'm gonna try to do what I can and fight against this stupid system, and if I get killed, so be it. I'll fight for what I know is right. So here's the thing that we can actually do about this kind of shit, right? Also, before I get into that, I like that the comment section of here, this article is just entirely fraudulent, which is why no one with an IQ over 40 or over 70 should take Medium seriously. It's an op-ed piece, my guy. This person is either completely deranged fantasist or just engagement baiting with no engagement. Absolutely pathetic. Remember, everyone, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink lives at 188 Vale Lane in North Salem, New York. This is public information. This Barry guy right here, I'd want to have a conversation with this Barry guy. I really would. I really would. Hey, Barry, remember that your job of defending depraved megacorps is a pathetic waste of life? The fact that you had all the choice in the world to do anything and you ended up in this comment section shows that you're beyond help. Kill yourself? Oh my god. He's not a United Healthcare CEO. Barry can live. Oh my god. Terranabaster says he said this after telling me about how the company he works for shut down one of its sites rather than deal with the union there. Okay, so what happens if every site unionizes? Does the company cease to exist? Like, if the company ceases to exist, then the union's basically... I mean, it's not winning so much as it is proving they have power, and that power has consequences. Here's the stuff that we can actually do about this. Obviously, there's the basic thing you can do, which is don't copy, allegedly, Luigi. Like no, it doesn't... It's not a thing I can recommend you doing. It's not a thing you should do, period. Never, ever, 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 ever. Your life is worth more than all of the backlash for trying to do something like that, and your ability to do it would be in question anyway. Trace James, I wasn't actually going to say it doesn't matter. It's if you point it out and people latch on to that and go, ooh, I wonder if I can. Like, it's you have to think about that as well. Anyway. Point is, you can't do that. So what can you do? Well, right now, you can effectively threaten BlackRock. If you can get enough people protesting in front of BlackRock such that you are able to disrupt everything that they are able to do, which, by the way, if you want to do that, Mobilize and 50501 and the big blog of protests, all are in my description, and all will have ways for you to do that. You can basically just disrupt their ability to do anything and keep clogging up their machines as long as possible until they realize, oh shit, maybe being evil isn't profitable. That's definitely something you can be doing. Another thing you can be doing, which may be a little more feasible, is talking with your representatives. Using the Mobilize app so you can get in contact with them directly at protests or at events, or using 5 calls, which again is in my description, to get in contact with them and say, hey, I am just a concerned citizen, and all I'm saying is I feel like more and more people are going to attempt to repeat what Luigi Mangione allegedly did if stuff like this keeps happening. I'm just wondering, what can I, as a concerned citizen, do about this? If we can make sure there is enough mass pressure on our politicians to support public health care, we can erode any power and influence BlackRock has, if at the same time we are providing such a squeeze on BlackRock, like literally, physically, that it becomes hard for their operation to do anything with that 10% sharehold they have in United. The goal is to get them to give up that sharehold. The goal is eventually to make it to where insurance companies aren't fucking publicly traded. That's the idea. That's the goal, eventually. Anywho, those are my thoughts. What are yours? I want to know in the comment section below, because I'm sure everybody's got an idea of what to do about this particular situation and how shitty this particular situation is and can be. Don't be a repeat Luigi Mangione that's not going to have the same effect every single time, and it's not safe to do so, and you should not be taking human life. But since it's already been taken, we definitely need to be capitalizing on that. And that is one of the ways that we are going to make sure that politics and compassion intersect. We care about people, and so we advocate for policies that influence their care. It just so happens that the death of a heartless CEO that denied a lot of care to people and has an actual giant body count because of his lack of compassion with his politics 100% led to his own downfall. So let's try to create a world where fewer instances of that has to happen. Okay? Okay. Cool. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full-time without the support from each and every one of you. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Tales of Atonement, Nixie Chan, Kiri Artemis, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Leela Ururaka, Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fire Shard. Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it just a little bit.